Now that we're all signing up to go knock on doors and talk to voters, I wanted to give you some basic talking points for the differences between the two major parties in this country. And before you say everybody knows that, no, they don't. You will be astonished once you start talking to voters how many are completely checked out of the political process to the point where they don't even know the most basic differences between Republicans and Democrats. So be armed with the facts. First, and this is important because again, not everybody knows it, when it comes to reproductive health care, Democrats support a right to choose. They also support access to contraception and access to IVF, full stop. They want to protect those rights. Republicans have proven by their legislative record that they do not. Across the country, they are trying to ban and criminalize this, and they are also trying to make it much more difficult to access birth control and IVF. On the economy, Democrats tend to focus a lot on helping the middle and working classes. They believe that a rising tide lifts all boats. They tend to be much more concerned with healthcare costs and accessibility. Democrats passed the ACA, for example. Democrats are staunch supporters of programs that Democrats created, like Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, nutritional assistance. They want to support and increase those programs by charging rich people more taxes. Since around 1980, Republicans have taken the opposite approach. They believe that you should cut taxes dramatically, especially on the very wealthiest, and that the riches that will accrue there will trickle down to everybody else. This is a policy called trickle-down economics, and it has failed every time. But they still say that it works. They try to pay for their tax cuts, by the way, by cutting programs that benefit you and me. They have also repeatedly proposed raising the retirement age for Social Security, which is a cut in fancy clothes. Oh, and contrary to popular opinion, Republicans are the ones who raise deficits traditionally. Democrats are the ones who create jobs traditionally. I'll send you a whole presentation about it if you want. On climate change, Democrats believe in climate change. They know it is an existential threat, and they know it's happening now. They also know it is costing our country billions of dollars already, and will continue to be more and more expensive if we don't address it. The Republican Party, almost without exception, denies the existence of climate change at all. Republicans want to expand oil and gas drilling and end clean energy projects. Donald Trump recently asked big oil and gas for $1 billion donation, in exchange for which he said he would essentially let them write our country's energy policy. Most Democrats support transitioning to clean energy sources almost completely. Biden made great strides in that. Now, firearms. Democrats support the Second Amendment, but they also support common sense laws like universal background checks, safe storage laws, and a ban on assault weapons. Republicans actively work to block all of that legislation and anything that has to do with regulating GUNs, which is why pew-pews are now the leading cause of unaliving for our children. On workers' rights and union organizing, Democrats support unions staunchly. Biden was the first president to ever stand in a picket line. Republicans staunchly oppose unions and try to union bust at every turn. So there's your little primer. The two parties really are quite different. I hope those talking points are helpful to you, and if you don't believe anything I've said, Google it. It's all true and easy to find online. Have a great time knocking on doors.